I think you make a very important point, that it's not a one-day affair. This has been brewing for a long time, and it's hard to imagine why Uddhav Thackeray did not see this coming, in fact, because I think there have been numbers, and I was looking at some numbers, and there have been 48 constituencies where Shiv Sena and NCP have historically, not from yesterday, but from 1999, have been neck to neck, and they're bitter rivals. And those MLAs feel cheated. Those MLAs feel, that the ground under their feet is shrinking. And there are 21 of them who are Shiv Sena MLAs, and then the rest, the NCP. But even in terms of, you mentioned the portfolios and resources, I think there's also a lot of complaints about the resources being controlled by the NCP ministers and cadres. So now coming to what's happening right now, Anandji, there was an executive meeting that was held at Uddhav Thackeray's house, and there were he was sort of there was a lot of people who pledged their allegiance to him, although the numbers were missing, right? And also there was a notice that was sent by the deputy speaker to some of the MLAs in the Eknath Shinde camp, and there has also been a power exercise of street power, where some MLAs houses have reportedly been attacked, and Sanjay Raut has also given many threats, etc. And in response, the Eknath Shinde camp has challenged these notices. They've claimed, where are your numbers? If you say that you are the real Shiv Sena, where are your numbers? So where do you see this going? And what are the different options that both sides have going forward?
Well, how things will unfold, nobody can control. But right now, Eknath Shinde has the numbers.
Right.
Eknath Shinde has got the ability to even question the deputy speaker's decision if he disqualifies only a select group of MLAs. The deputy speaker has asked for an explanation and given time for the Shinde camp to respond to it. Point is, the story is Shiv Sena. And it is for Mr. Uddhav Thackeray to now decide. Does he want a split, and that too just with 12-15 MLAs on his side? And does he want to see Shiv Senics going after Shiv Senics? Because that's going to further help the NCP and the Congress.
Yeah.
He thought that the BJP is going to cannibalize him. But look what has happened. Those two parties which were relegated to almost a nadir, and they had no position, even with the Lok Sabha elections, they are now trying to gather steam and gain currency. Look what is happening. You may have you may have political issues, or tussles, leadership tussles with your ideological twin. But when you go into an unnatural alliance, you will never gain unless you have solid ground, unless you have asserted yourself at all points in time. Given COVID, given Uddhavji's ill health, his being incapacitated, Aditya Thackeray's inexperience, the NCP, and it is Mr. Sharad Pawar who's calling the shots.
Yeah.
So when you are saying, you imagine how would you feel when an Uddhav Thackeray in his first emotional appeal says, I got support from Sharad Pawar, I got support from Sonia Gandhi. It is my own MLAs who are upset with me. I don't need to say anything more than that. The very same Sharad Pawar and Sonia Gandhi who Balasaheb had very clearly, outrightly dismissed. You know what he thought of the Congress party. Yes, Mr. Pawar and Uddhav Balasaheb were friends, but that is different. Politically, they were always opponents. They would never come together like this the way they have. Even whatever opportunism. My point is, if you have no party, what is your existence? आपका अस्तित्व ही खत्म हो गया ना. That Thackeray equal to Shiv Sena equal to Thackeray, touch your heart and tell me you feel that's a thing? Or would you rather go ahead with somebody who's going to bring back pride? Now, for a party karyakarta, it is pride. That he can strut about with the party symbol, and when he walks and then there is a Hurry Shiv Sainik. Right. That is what matters to them. सरकार है नहीं, ये फर्क नहीं पड़ता. पार्टी का वो औहदा होना चाहिए, वो रुतबा होना चाहिए ना. That's gone. Yes. You've got to restore that. So how this plays out is purely in the hands of Mr. Uddhav Thackeray right now. Right. It's nobody else to decide. Right. It's very simple for him to do. He doesn't need to sit on an ego on a high horse. He doesn't need to. He needs to see what the party is going to do, and of course he has to secure Aditya Thackeray's future also. Right now his position as supremo of Shiv Sena is under question. He's being surrounded by a coterie who are spending more time in the unnatural alliance and in the camps of the NCP and the Congress rather than with the Shiv Senics. So there is a issue there on ground,
Right.
and it is for him to rectify. It's very easy for him to do it because what is Eknath Shinde saying? Saying, I am a Shiv Sainik myself. I don't want to break away. I want you to break out
Yeah.
of the Agadi. Nobody is saying ally with the BJP to continue to remain in power. You say, okay, I'm not allying with anybody. Let the governor dissolve the assembly. What will happen? You will go into early elections. You fight the elections on your own. See where you stand, and then thereafter decide: do you want to go with your ideological, equal and your ideological twin, and work as a second field? With 55 parties, you can't claim that I am bigger than you.
Yeah.
The BJP had clearly twice the number with 106. So BJP will be big brother. But at least to come back to your ideological footprint, no, your ideological axis, where imagine had it been Balasaheb, you think somebody on Shivaji's Janbhumi, Karmbhumi, and this one would have dared to go ahead and put a chadar on Aurangzeb's tomb
Yes.
and scoffed about it and mocked it.
Yes.
They wouldn't have dared to set foot in Aurangabad. Forget Aurangabad, Mumbai नहीं आते थे.
Right.
That, see,
Yeah.
वो रुतबा वो गरूर जो है ना वो नहीं है ना, वो नहीं है तो फिर क्या फायदा बताइए.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.